we'll do the knife split X compression lock from Marshall Blade Concepts. Michael Janich taught me this. I'm a affiliate instructor under him. So the easiest way to learn this is on that looping 3. Most of your targets are going to be a thrust here, thrust here, or thrust here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to work that sort of looping 3 thrust like that. Okay? So my first thing I want to do is I want to create a wall. I want to not get stacked. So the way to create that wall is put my hands out and create a split X block, or split X, or we call it attacking X block. Okay, and my hands are here. My body is turned towards it, so I can power it this way. So my body is turned this way. What I'm going to do is, so he can't pull back and stab me again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that elbow, and as I grab that elbow, that's going to help me launch a knee into him like this. I'm going to bring my hands up like this, and I'm going to marry them together. I'm going to bring them tight to in like this, and I'm going to have my ulnar should be right against his tricep, and this hand's here. They're tight. Now, really, to take him down, all I have to do is turn and break his arm. I could just squat to break his arm, okay? Or I could just pull him. I could just step back and take him down like this, and then kneel on his head, kneel here, take this and pull it up to the shoulder, and that will be the end of that. So the key is my hands are up. When I do the split X, I want to make sure that I turn and splay my fingers out. So I create a wall. So when Corey hits that wall, it's jarring. You can see him jar. So if you watch, you can see him jar. He wasn't going fast, but it sucked to him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll that top hand to his elbow and throw the knee. I'm going to sit down and I marry the hands up right here. So my ulnar's here, my tricep is here, and there's the lockup. Okay. And then again, I can just drop and break the arm, I can turn into him, or I can step back, as I did before, step back, put it here, take this arm, yank it over the shoulder. So this is, like I said, most of the knife curriculum was based on Michael Janich from Marshall Blade Concepts. I started training with him about 6 years ago. It changed my perspective on the way you use a modern knife for self-defense, okay? Because traditionally, in the Filipino martial arts, we would, what we would do is if somebody attacked us with a knife, we'd cut him here, and then cut him here, and just, until he was dead. And then what does that look like? It just looks like I killed him, right? So we focus on using small pocket knives, learning how to getting them out of the pocket, because those were legal in most places. Mm-hmm. So that's why we focus on using a folder as opposed to a big 5 or 7 inch knife. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's why you have to practice using how to cut with your body and that kind of thing. We're not going to focus on that. So how do you end a fight immediately with a knife? Hard, right? Because I can't make him bleed to death. What I want to try to do is just diminish him by attacking his arm so he can't hold the weapon and attacking his leg, right? So that's sort of the genius of Marshall Blade Concepts, is we're using anatomical targets as opposed to trying to use exsanguination to kill someone with a knife. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is empty hand. Right? I'm not hitting anything, right? So when we practice this, usually this hand's going to come out. And what are the main targets here? The main targets are either a slow shot like this, or this, right? So we're going to deal with this kind of looping, what we would call a 3, okay, right here. Remember, the 3 can be a slash or a thrust. It doesn't matter. We're doing it the same way. So I want to create a wall so he feels like he actually gets jarred when he hits that wall, okay? So we want to make sure he's measured off that when he's actually feeding me right? So if he doesn't feed me, he feeds me like that, okay, that's good feed, right? So what I want to do is I want to turn to face it, and what I want to do is create that split X, okay? So my hands are here, and I'm going to turn and do this, okay? So my hands are turned and blocked. So it should feel like a wall. He should feel like he hit a wall when he does it, like that. You should see he can feel a jarring effect when he does that, right? So the natural inclination is for someone to pull back on that shot, right? As soon as I haven't controlled it, he's going to pull back and keep going, right? He's going to just keep pumping, right? And yes, that'll work for a time being, but what I really want to do is, as soon as he makes that contact, I want to grab that elbow, right? I'm going to throw the knee, and then here's the lock, okay? Right. Now, I'm pretty close. All I'm going to do here, I'm going to take it down, okay? Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to step back with my right leg, and I can hit him in the face there, but really all I need to do is sit right here, take this arm, and pull it up over his shoulder. It's done. Okay? It's pretty powerful, but you have to get each element right, because I don't want to rush the technique. What people tend to do is they do this, and I didn't hurt him. I wanted to get that jarring effect like that. Okay, you can tell you that sucks. Okay, and I'm using my body. I'm not using my muscles. I'm using my skeletal structure to hit him. As soon as I get this, I'm going to grab here. If I can throw the knee, I'm going to throw the knee, and I'm going to step in. I'm going to push this to my chest, so it's right at my sternum. My arms are parallel to the ground, and then my radius and ulnar, I'm using those bones. It's not like this, because it doesn't hurt. It's like this. I bring this here like this. Now I could just do this, and it would break his that would be terrible. Just leaning like this is terrible. He's shaking his head, yes. I can lean backward. As soon as the key is to get this. I'm not worried about trying to get the knife out of his hand by doing some disarm like this. I didn't get stabbed. I'm trying to isolate his motion to one joint, which is that shoulder. Okay, and then I'm going to take him down. Okay? So let's work on each element of this. The most important thing on the first one is creating that wall. So if you create that wall and put you in that wall position, so what I tell people to do is to splay their fingers, because if you splay your fingers, you tend to activate your back muscles and not your if you make a fist, you use your bicep and your tricep. If you splay your fingers, you're using your back muscles. Okay, now I'm going to swing at him, so he's going to brace for it. See how he's already turned, so he's facing the weapon. He doesn't want to be here when he does this. That won't work. Right? He's kind of facing. So he's going to face this way, so he can practice that. Boom, right? Boom, right? That sucks. Right? Boom, right? And it's terrible. Right? So you guys have done this before. Let's do it a couple times, and then we'll work on getting that. We can get into the compression line. Boom, right? So grab here, throw that knee, right? So I want to take you down a little bit there, right? Good. Now I want to step you. Feel it? Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is just kick the crap out of your head. Right? Boom, or just stomp right there. Boom. So, boom. Yeah, so get this lock. Oh, get the lock up. Yeah, there it is. That's good. Boom. Now step on this way. Yeah, and as you push me, kind of in that direction, you get this kind of confidence. Now, see, now I'm like, there. You want to push me on that 30-degree vector? That gives all that weight on that front leg. Now, sometimes that leg's not going to present itself. So, if I go boom, boom, and lock it up, and then pull me forward. Yeah, now step back a little bit. See look where his knee is and where my face is. Okay? That goes right here. Bam! That would probably be very, very not interested in stabbing me when I get there. Yeah. So you don't even have to take him to the ground, you can just smash him in the face with the knee. So people say, oh, grab the leg.
Once that arm is locked up, I noticed you can almost just push with the arm.
Yeah, it's
push into the shoulder.
Once you can just squat. Right? You just squat. Right? And if I squat and take this in between both my legs, it's gonna be terrible for him. Just gonna go like that. It's over. I mean, it's so powerful because I've got 2-on-1s. But everybody's got that compression lock. Remember, everybody's got it because what you want to do is set it up so that ulnar and radius are locked in there. And again, when you do it, you want to make sure that you have that elbow turned up, and I have my hand's locked here and tight, okay? And that's the lock, right? And then I can tell you, get out of that. Yeah. Now look, if I mess it all up, right, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this hand and I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna push it through like that and get out of it. So the nice thing is that I can get out of it.